Hello everyone and welcome to another speed build. Today we are doing another build for one of my followers over on TikTok. My TikTok is also at Junks Builds. So the ask for this one was a big family house with a dog and at least place for 4 to 6 Sims. And that was a big ask. That's a lot of Sims. But the house is also for a legacy challenge for this person, so I really think I delivered, if I say so myself. I am a little biased, but there's so much gameplay in this, and there's things that I don't really use or have this spot to pick them in a house. I have a game table here. The llama sleeps table. It's in this house. And there's place for your sim to use the gym equipment in the garage. Yeah, also this house is from a real life house plan. So that's why there's a garage, but I also like to utilize the garage for gameplay. I really struggled with the roofing on this house. I didn't know how to do that little curved part that you saw in the back, but I watched a tutorial and I figured it out. And now I know how to do a curved roof. It's kind of hard to do real life house plans because you can never make them the same in The Sims. I just wish that we had half tile walls, not half walls, but that you could put a wall half a tile. There was also an ask for, or a preference that this person liked dark woods and the color blue, and I do too, so there was no problem for me to build with that. And as you see, it's a blue suburban, and there's some stone, natural stone in the front. Yeah, I'm really happy with this house, and I also want to start a legacy in it now because I'm definitely gonna use it for my Not So Berry challenge that I also put on updates on my TikTok account. So if you're not following me on TikTok, there's a lot of content there. Then I made this custom windows for just a really open and bright space. If you see my speed build on the Swedish house, I really like the bright sunroom. I didn't put a sunroom in here, but I tried those bright spaces. This house also has a open upstairs that you see from the stairs. There's an opening up to the upstairs. And if you have any idea how to do this without putting a fence or a half wall in, because when I just try to delete it like normal, the entire floor on the upstairs floor or the room the stairs are in just disappears. So if you know any way that you can do that without putting a fence or a half wall, let me know. Then I just came up with this way to do a garage door, which is if you have cats and dogs, the small cat or dog doors, if you size them up, they kind of look like a garage door. These fences are from the debug menu, which you can access by putting in the cheats with testing sheets on bb.show hidden objects and then bb.show live edit objects. And that's how you access the debug menu. And then, as you saw, just go into the search bar and just write in debug and you will find it. So the debug menu is all of the stuff in around the world you can see. They are in the debug menu. and it's all for free since it's not technically an item. Like the cars you see in this build, it's not functionable. It's just like an accessory. So you can't use it, you can't click on it, it's just for decoration. However, this is great to do when you're doing landscaping because that means it costs nothing. So if you're doing like a starter house with a budget of 20,000 simoleons and you don't have money left for landscaping, just put in the sheets and ta-da! You can do some landscaping in your house. I decided to go with like a split garden. I wanted a pool, and then I didn't really know what to do with the rest of it, but I knew I wanted to have some plants. So I decided to split the garden with a fence. So the one side is more of a pool hangout spot, and the other side is more like a garden where we can plant stuff. And I think it turned out great. Then like if you have an empty wall, just put vines on it. It will make it look so lively, but you didn't put in that much effort. Like on the downstairs there is no windows and it just looks naked without anything. So I just like to put in vines, and I also like the country style. So vines fit so well. Then I just put in some terrain paint and a little patio floor. Like I said, this house is so great for gameplay, so I even put in a little trampoline that your kids can enjoy in the summer. There's a great tip for you to just turn the lights by pressing the L button or the sundial symbol in the upper window, and then it will shift to different times of day. So if you shift to nighttime, you can see where you have to put lights in your garden to light it up. Now we're going inside, and I was very confused over what flooring and what wallpaper I was supposed to have. So I tried with different stones because I didn't really want wood directly when you came inside. But I'm like, okay, you like blue and you like dark wood. Yeah, so I went with the dark wood in the end because it looked a little too obstructive to have another kind of floor. Now I just raised up the floor inside for the entrance to be good. So I saw there was a gap between this entrance and the upper floor, the opening of the upper floor. So I just put a shelf and then I'm gonna fill it with flowers. If you want to raise an object, press 9. If you want to lower an object, press 0. And if you want to size up an object, I think you use the bracket keys on a normal keyboard. If you're Swedish, use the Å. If you're Swedish again and you want to size it down, press the little asterisk. Then 2 mods I use to detail the space and make it more customizable. I use the OMSP shelf or the red shelf because as you see, it's a red shelf. And this is great for your to level stuff. So if you put things on the shelf and then you slide it onto the piece of furniture you want the object on, or it will like be inside the furniture. So if you have this shelf, you can just set it beside it and level it, and then you can move it from the shelf by pressing the Alt key on your keyboard and placing it on the piece of furniture. If it wants to slot, just remove the piece of furniture and then put the object where it's supposed to be and then put the furniture back. I can make a tutorial of these things because it's a little tricky before you figure it out. Yeah, but it's just very handy and it makes cluttering so much easier. The other mod I use is Tool Mod by Twisted Mexi. And if you saw my tutorial on how I record my videos, you will have seen a little introduction to it. If you're interested in more, I can just link all the mods I use for my everyday building in the information box below. Then as you see in this kitchen, there's an angle. It's not 90 degrees, but it's like 45 degrees angle on the counters, and as you saw, I flipped them. I have a tutorial on that on my TikTok, so if you wonder how to do a counter on an angle without it looking weird, you can go to my TikTok at Junks Builds. Then I just wanted to have something in this corner because it looked empty. So I put this hanging plant and then I lowered it a little bit. Also, the sticky notes you see on the fridge is from the debug menu of the Parenthood pack. All of this build and this kitchen is from the Parenthood pack. I really recommend it for the gameplay, and it has great build items as well. Now the art you see, or that you saw on the wall here in the kitchen and in the formal dining room, is no CC art, which means someone has had CC in their game and then they have made a sim paint by reference. And the art that the sim has painted is no CC because it's just a painting by reference. And then you upload it to the gallery and we can use it in game without having to install any mods or CC. If you just search for no CC art or artwork on the gallery, you will find so many variations of it. Then I was a little confused to do with this because it's such a big space. As you saw before, I put in the game table and now I'm doing a living room. And I didn't really know how to put the furniture without it looking cramped or like too cramped or too tiny. It doesn't make sense, but like too tiny as like it feels like an enclosed space and that you have put too many furniture in the amount of space you have. I later added some poofs for extra storage and place for the people to sit. So maybe the kids just fold them out. I imagine those like rice bags you had as a kid. And here I just made a simple mirror by putting the like wall mirrors and sliding them a little bit into the wall and then putting a window. So the window is now the frame of the mirror. Now we have gone to the patio and I decided to make a little dining set and a little lounge set. The string lights you see on the top is from the debug menu of Country Living as well. I just sized them down and then I usually twist them a little bit with the tool mod. They will pop up a little bit on the like patio ceiling. However, I just think they add so much ambience to the space. Here I made a little laundry and bathroom. And it was a little weird space, but I managed to fit everything in. I also have play tested everything in this house, so it works. And then this is the first bedroom and the only bedroom that we have downstairs. I made it so it could be a teen or someone, maybe she's in high school or the person is in university and just wants a little more peace to be alone. So that's why I placed a bedroom here. Now, if you're doing a legacy challenge, this can definitely be like grandma's bedroom. So it will be a little place of her own, even though it's in the same house. If you're really fancy with your gameplay, this could be a butler's quarters. Now we're going into the garage, and of course, like in The Sims 4, we don't have cars, so you could see it as a useless space, but as you see, I just put in a lot of gameplay decorations and skill building items that you maybe don't really know where to put. So we have exercise equipment, and we have the handiness table, and we have a dart board just for fun, but you can like put a chess table or just anything that you need for your gameplay, but you don't really know where to put it. And now we're going upstairs, and the parents in this house have a very fancy bedroom. But it's an open upstairs, and I was once again a little scared because there was so much dead space, but I managed to fill it and not make it too cluttered, maybe. I mean, that's up for your interpretation. But yeah, I made some custom artwork with the tool mod, and then I wanted to make this like a built-in bookcase. However, if you download this, the bookcase like that I twisted on top will not be there because it deletes for some reason. And I decided to make a little nook here, which I love. Like everyone has seen those high school movies where they have this big window with a little reading nook, and I always wanted it so bad. So I just live vicariously through my Sims, as we all do, and give them reading nooks. Although I don't really read that much, but it still looks cozy. Just sitting there and journaling, maybe. Or maybe watching some series. Then I made this desk area, office area in the landing, and I know this is like Little Sims 2 thing where everyone complains that she always puts a desk in the landing area, but it seems realistic, okay? Like a desk, you need a desk. If you don't have an office, then it's great because you usually just have dead space there. Anyways, we have the landing area as an office too, in the house where I grew up, and it works great. Why not? As you see, like every workspace I made in this house, there's like for the adults, and then it's very craft space. I had it in the kitchen as well, where there were counters, and then behind them there was this craft space where I imagined the kids doing their homeworks after school, and maybe they're doing some crafts while their parents are cooking. Now this bedroom is the fairy princess fantasy that I so wanted as a kid. Once again, living vicariously through my Sims. So this is kind of an attic room over the garage. So the little dormers, I just fit in a tiny desk there and one of those activity tables. Once again, a great house to play a legacy. Now this is another, I just imagine that they're like our tweens. We don't have tweens in The Sims, but I imagine that's like what this sim is. So they have this bunk bed, but then they kind of grew out of it and thought it was a little lame. So they have a normal bed, or they shared it with a sibling that moved, or maybe they moved downstairs. Something like that. So they have this bunk bed, and then they have moved down, and now it's just once again a cozy reading nook. My friend had this, and I was so jealous. And now we're going to the toddler's room, and this is very colorful, and it has a lot of toys, and I also wanted to make it a little bit messy and creative. Once again, I used a lot of the Parenthood pack with this wallpaper and some accessories you will see later. Also, Nifty Knitting is great if you want more color in your game. Like this bench is from Nifty Knitting. The poof is from Tiny Living, which is so colorful. Like that squid and the turtle plushies, I use them in every build. I love them, even if it's not kids. Like, I still want that plushie. Is it still called plushie? Like, what is the difference between stuffed animals and plushies? I don't know. Now we have moved on to the parents' bedroom, and it's very grand, so I try to make it as grand as possible. It has a 4-poster bed and this curtain above it, which just makes it look royal. They even have French doors to their walk-in closet, which leads them to the bathroom. These chairs are a little controversial, I feel like. They're from the Parenthood pack as well. Yeah. But they have some funky swatches, which is not for everyone. They have some plain swatches. This is one of the more plain swatches. However, I like them. I had the one with like the polka dots, the like pink polka dots in another build, and it's very funky and it's very cute. Now we're going in the closet. Like literally, like not it's still, no, it's not Pride Month anymore, it's July. Well, however, we are not going in the closet when we're out of it. So you didn't see that much of the closet, but I really cluttered off a vanity table, which I made with one of those like over the door roofs. And now we're doing the bathroom, which I equipped with a shower and a bathtub. And then I tried to make it like a built-in vanity, but it didn't look good. So I removed that and made a little hotel setup. And this is the end of the build, and now we see some screenshots, and I hope you enjoyed it. This was like a one-take voiceover because I'm going to work soon, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please make sure to subscribe and like this video, and let me know if you have any requests of builds or challenges. It can be gameplay, build, or cast. I do it all. And I will see you next week. Bye!